Welcome back to Access Anime. I'm Henshin Ikeda, and today we're going to be reviewing Fairy Tail episode 150. Yes, Lucy's arc is finally finished. It took a while. Well, not really, but I feel it was a wasteful arc. But that's my opinion. We leave off at the beginning of this episode with Lucy talking to her doll. Well, she's in her own world right now, and she's reminiscing, I guess, at the beginning of the episode about Michelle, even though that's really not Michelle. And after we see Lucy talking to her doll, we see Gray, we see Urza. Gray is tired from taking out the chains. Urza, she's talking to Warren telepathically, basically getting an update on where they're at, and he informs Urza that they've only took half of all the chains down, so there's really no progress there. After we see Urza, we are back with Midnight vs. Natsuo, and well, it wasn't that an impressive fight, to be honest. So Romeo and Elfman are trying to join in with Natsuo to take out Midnight. Now Midnight has his own plans. He sends his staff to take care of Romeo and Elfman, but I believe his staff is called Claudia, or Claudia, K-L-O-D-A. Claudia, that staff's really not that strong, so you don't even get to see a fight or a battle. You just see them, like, little stuck picture of them holding the stick. That was about it. Toward the end of the episode, you see Claudia, like, run away. And later on, at the end, he gets away, and he says, well, I'm gonna create the next, like, Brain 3 or whatever, but he doesn't have his chance because he gets taken out by a doll. I don't know if that was Michelle or not. It doesn't look like it was Michelle. It was someone else. But yeah, there's no more Claudia. He's gone. After Midnight vs. Natsuo, we see Cobra on the ground, and it looks like he's been defeated by Urza. And you see Kana. You can finally see her now. She is caught up with Cobra, but she's just peering over top of him, looking at him. That's all we see. And then we go back to Natsuo vs. Midnight. Now, Midnight got on Natsuo's nerve. He's like, your fire can't hurt me, you're running out of magic. And Natsuo just like you know, just shoves it off kind of. He just goes head on with Midnight, trying to take him out. But that really doesn't work, because Midnight was trying to say, I had to make a sacrifice, and I'm curious to know what was his sacrifice, because you don't find out what the sacrifice he made to get to where he was at. But Natsuo, I guess he was pushing his buttons and was ready to take another swing at him, and then out of nowhere, Midnight does Genesis Zero. And I like this move. It's an amazing move. He knocks Natsuo into this different dimension, and it's all black and white, and Natsuo can't use his magic. And it was kind of interesting. But that's the only one move that actually made a difference. And while that's going on, we're going back to Lucy now, and she's in her own little dimension. And it's like something from the past. You see a picture of her father, mother, and then the doll. And then you get to see how the doll interacted with her father, but not like realistically. It was more or less after Lucy's mother died. She shelved the doll. She put the doll like in the attic because she didn't want to have anything to do with it, because it reminded of her mom, I guess, or she just was not in a good place after her mom died. And her father was the one that said, well, when my daughter comes to, I hope you'll still be there to be her sister. And it's kind of interesting because when Midnight and the whole group came to the mansion, Lucy's mansion, that's where they found the doll, and they brought the doll back to life. They reanimated the doll, and then the doll got really close to Lucy's father, and she was really sympathetic and really nice. She really wasn't in it to... I mean, Lucy's doll was really generally nice, and that's a little of a surprise. And I guess that was the whole dream sequence. And from Lucy's little dream sequence, we're now back to Warren, actually, because we see Warren talking to the archaeologists, and they're telling them, we found another way. Lucy doesn't want to have anything to do with this. well, I should say she doesn't want to have anything to do with the plan. She doesn't want to not do the plan, because apparently everyone in Fairy Tail, or everyone we see, they're kind of against Lucy listening to the archaeologist because it's kind of risky because she could die, or something along those lines. But Lucy's willing to forego it just to save everyone from that 100-year sleep, so she goes ahead and does it. Now while that's going on, you've got Natsuo versus Midnight, and Midnight was kind of stunned to see Natsuo come back. But yeah, Natsuo is back from the blackness. Thanks to Lucy, I guess she reached out and it affected him because he got all powered up more. He broke it. He's out. And you see Midnight thinking about the R. I believe it was the R system. R system. Yeah, he was thinking about when he used to be in that little, when he used to be a slave per se. And it was like he was in his own nightmare just for a brief few seconds, and then you see Natsuo beat the crap out of him, get all fired up and beat the crap out of him. It's like, that's what we wanted to see. Literally, that's what we wanted to see. And now this is what I don't get. You see Midnight all cracked, his face like a porcelain doll, cracking, but we don't get to see him shatter because he gets like pushed down to the abyss. He falls down after he gets his butt whooped by Natsuo. We don't see him anymore. He just fell off a cliff pretty much, and that was kind of sad. I was hoping for more of a what's his secret, what's he hiding, but we don't get to see that. And while all this is happening, Lucy goes ahead and she frees everyone from their sleep, and that little castle that's like the fish is no longer really there. That was pretty much generally the end of the episode, because you see Cobra and talking to Kana, and it's like Kana says, "Were you the one that was calling me?" And then it's like something felt familiar, and then you see Kana's like little snake appearance, but Cobra doesn't see it, but you can see the Cobra appearance or the snake appearance, and it's like deja vu, and it's like it feels right, but the Magic Council's there and they see what's happening, and before anything can really happen, Cobra overhears what they're thinking because he has that power, and he's like, instead of associating himself with Kana, even though he wants to, like he knows her, we don't get to hear or see anything of beyond that point of how do they know each other. So instead of getting to the next point with them, the council comes in and Cobra walks away, and he's like, "I don't know this girl. She was looking for her friends." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Because they were actually going to lock up Kana and Cobra together, because they told Cobra, "Well, we've locked up all your buddies." And, well, he just walked away. He's like, "I have a good feeling. At least I know my friend's safe." It's like, so we know Cobra does know Kina, and he's a close friend. It's like someone that's always been there. But we don't know the background to this, sadly, so I can't really say anything more past that. But anyways, now the castle is no longer there. The infinity clock has gone. It's no longer there. And Lucy, we don't know where she's at, but we see, this is what we do see. We see Pegasus, Blue Pegasus, and we see Legion, the octopus, and everyone's on the octopus, and you see Natsuo, it's like he picks up the scent, and they find Lucy. And that was generally the end of the episode. I mean, we see Lucy later on reminiscing with the fixed picture of her dad, herself, and her doll, but that was the end of the arc. Now, I gave this a 3 out of 5. I'm not going to be generous. I'm not going to tell you what I gave it a full rating for the whole arc itself, because I didn't like the arc. But for the episode, I gave it a 3 out of 5. But let me know what you think down below, because I gave it a poor rating. I'm sorry, I have no expectations on this arc. Yeah, it was a horrible arc. I'm not going to lie. 3 out of 5. You heard it here, 3 out of 5. Well, that ends this review. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe above, follow me on Twitter. I'll leave all the information down below, and that pretty much ends it. I'm not going to be doing One Piece today or Sword Art Online because I don't believe it's updated yet, so I may have to wait an extra day or so. jumped the gun. I thought I was able to do the episodes today, but not so much. I think I'll start Zombie Lone later on tonight, and I'll do a review later on tomorrow night. Well, that ends it for today. Before I go, I forgot something. That's right. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. See you later, guys.